So this week, I really want to focus on being more disciplined. I think that's the word for this week is discipline. And the reason being is because I notice there are some things that I just feel like I can do better. I know I can do better when it comes to getting tasks done, not allowing myself to overthink about things too much and not putting pressure on myself. Because one of the things that I had come to terms with, and this was about a few months ago, I had this thought, right? And this thought was, am I really enjoying life? Like that was my thought. And what I meant by am I really enjoying life is the fact that it's like, obviously I'm here. Like, you're here, but am I enjoying what I'm doing in life? And yes, I like what I'm doing in life, but what I mean is like, are you really enjoying it? Like, are you enjoying the journey? Are you taking the moment to look at the little details and the small intricacies of life and being able to absorb the meanings behind them or the potential lessons and things that you can learn? And I can honestly say, I feel like I have not been doing those things. I think my days kind of run together where it's like, okay, I know I'm getting things done. I'm not really seeing the true nature of what I'm doing or really appreciating the things that I'm being able to get done. Because despite the fact that I feel that I'm a lot of the time behind on a bunch of things and I'm very hard on myself, I think I'm doing a really fucking good job. I really do. Because right now I found my groove for music and getting these songs completed. We're already at right now, as far as September's release is done. And we're moving into working on October's. I'm getting good with doing the photos that I've been taking for Instagram. The only thing that I feel like I'm still kind of figuring out is the shorts, which I think I figured that out too because it goes into the same path as the other things. And the key is just doing it, Because I heard this thing where it's like a lot of the times when you try to, for example, when I was talking about like with the drone, which I don't regret the drone, but with the drone, I was like, okay, I found some reason in my head why I needed that drone and I got the drone. But I think what that is and why I feel like I'm consistently searching or either pushing for more, like in video quality or just equipment, that sort of thing, is because I do think there's some layer of procrastination there. The same thing with planning, because I go through these phases where I will sit and plan things for a while. And I'm like, okay, well, it feels good to me because I feel like I'm working towards solving a problem within myself that I think I have. And ultimately, I do think that it is some form of procrastination. I do feel like there is some fear there. And I think the fear is weird because, again, when I was younger, I don't recall having this fear, especially when it came to things that I was trying to accomplish. Because I'm really big on manifestation and believing that you can create the life that you want, no matter what. The thing is, though, I think it's as I've gotten older, I think there's an ego trigger. So if you ever listen to The Power of Now, they talk about fear. Fear is a problem. And I feel like you have to be able to identify when it creeps up so therefore you can avoid it because it does. It creates obstacles for you and what you're trying to accomplish. And I think that there is fear there because what I've noticed is as I've gotten older and I feel that the stakes are higher now. I've accomplished a lot in my life thus far, and there's so much more that I want to accomplish. And because of the things that I've already accomplished, and now trying to move into newer things, I do feel like I'm feeling a sense of fear because it's like, okay, yo, what if this doesn't work out the way I want it to? Or what if I mess this up? Or I need to be really careful about this because I want this to work like this, and I don't feel like I have time to go back. You see, and it's that right there. And that one prevents you from really enjoying what it is that you're trying to do and trying to accomplish. And two, it really and truly hinders you from actually progressing because you're consistently sitting there thinking about how you can just improve and you're just focused on preparation, but you're not really actually doing execution. And what I'm learning through making these songs now that I found my groove for this music is, the more you execute, the better it gets, the faster it gets. And the key is just execution. And it goes back to something that I noticed within myself last week, which is there used to be a time where I was very focused on solution. Like if there was a problem, okay, how do I solve it? That was my first instinct. Now it's to the point where it's like, okay, there's a problem. Why am I having this problem? Let me dissect the reason on why. And it's not to say that you shouldn't dissect the reason on why, but you can't spend all your time dissecting the reason why. You have to move on to, okay, what is the solution to this problem? Because not only is finding a solution going to help you actually progress, but the other caveat to it is this too: manifestation. It's better to focus on the things you want and not the things you don't want. So if you identify that there's some type of problem, yes, okay, try to work through that problem. Like, okay, hey, this is the problem. This is what I think the problem is. But move quickly into the solution, because you want to spend more of your energy focusing on solution, because that's the progression. And that's what I feel like I've had a hard time struggling with. So this week, we're going to change that. This week, and it's baby steps, in order to be able to lock it in and to keep it going and being able to register it into your brain, or the term I like to use is internalize it. You have to take baby steps. So when you notice certain behaviors, take baby steps to correct them. So this week it's all about discipline.
My niggas was right. It's that time of night. You hitting my line cause I know what you like. You try to pretend that these calls are just social, but I see exactly the shit that you go through. Like damn, just maybe I am part of the problem I don't understand.
This is what it took to get this set up. So much had to go into this. I'm so pissed off right now. I literally have spent over 8 hours working on this podcast episode because the audio was hard to clean up. And then I get started trying to edit the video part of it, and the camera missed focus. So the entire video episode is fucked, basically. This shit is so frustrating. I am so pissed off right now. I am so pissed off right now. And I'm just trying to remain calm because there's no way to fix it. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it at this point. And I don't know, I'm very, very annoyed.
Why? What's wrong?
So basically, the audio from the mics bled, right? Really bad.
What that mean?
So basically,
What you mean
her voice was bleeding into your mic. And it creates like a double up effect. And the problem is, because both mics are not the same microphones, your mic has a slighter delay to it, so it creates an echo. So basically, I had to go in and do I had to do volume automation on that entire thing.
Do you want us to re-record it?
No, it's fine. Well, let me finish telling you. So I get it into Premiere Pro, and I'm like, okay, I just spent all this time doing this stuff. I just finished it this morning. Can you tell me why I fucking forgot to focus the camera so all of y'all are out of focus in the video? No. So what we're gonna do, because it's not like horrible. I mean, it's bad. It's to the point where we can't do our multiple camera angles, which is not a huge issue. I got this AI tool that I bought that's gonna help clean it up a little bit. It makes it look a little more presentable. I mean, we're still gonna post it like that. Obviously, it don't meet my standard, but like I said, I feel like it's not horrible where it's completely unusable. It's not completely crisp either. So yeah, I screwed up. And basically what happened is this is the first time we finally did the 3 guests on the podcast. And with that, we had to test the mics and everything, which I was testing the mic and the third mic with the new audio interface. And the issue is I was trying to compensate for a lot of low hiss, because I was generally keeping the mics low because you don't want them to bleed into each other. But when you turn it up the gain, obviously you get some hissing. Generally, I was addressing that with the tool, with the VX. It's like a VX Clarity. It's like an AI tool that Waves uses in order to get rid of some of the hiss, and that works out a lot. But the problem though is I was just trying to see if I can just get rid of it, right? And so I boosted the gain on the mics, which helped, and I ran a test and it seemed fine. However, when I ran the test, I only ran the test with 2 people, not 3 people, and therefore there's a lot of mic bleed, which caused me to have to go in and do a bunch of automation in order to make sure that the sound wasn't coming off bad. But the problem with that though is I spent about 8 hours getting all that done, get into the video, realize I never set the focus for the camera. So the video is completely out of focus, which it's still somewhat usable. I didn't think I was going to be able to use it at all, but I found this tool which makes it somewhat more usable. It's called Topaz. And don't get me wrong, the faces are blurred. And to me, that's unacceptable. My wife, she feels like it's fine, but to me, it's unacceptable. So what I'm about to do now is continue running some tests to try to find the best model that I want to use for this, and then try to see if I can get the video a little more visible. So I think I found the settings that I'm gonna run with here. These right here are perfect. So what I wanna do is take a screenshot of this because I think these settings are perfect actually. All right, so let's test it out now. This is the one. See what it looks like.
Now that I have grandchildren,
Yo,
it does put a whole new perspective on it because that's still my babies. That's like the babies of my baby.
it looks a lot better. Holy shit.
But right now,
It's not perfect, but it looks good. There's just like there's like a halo that I'm noticing on a specific part of it. So I think I'm gonna bump the D-halo up by 5, but other than that, I think I'm ready to rock with this. So we can go ahead and export it. I think it's gonna work. So I think we're good. I'm bouncing down the main one in Premiere right now, and then once that's done, I will put it into that thing because I found the model that, and it's only certain instances where it does like a halo effect around the eyes. Other than that, it looks pretty clean. I feel like what I would recommend though is whenever you do the for shorts, do it in 1080p. So therefore you can still do the like single, what's it called? You can do that and it'll still look decent because it's in 1080p. So you're going down instead of up. You see what I'm saying? So I took a nap while this was bouncing down because basically it had an hour and a half and only has 20 minutes left. This is the one from Topaz. So once that's done, it should be fine and should be good to go. But right now we got to think because it's Sunday and we really have not gotten much done for music this week at all. We came up with a new framework, or I guess format, in how I'm gonna do some music video type deals, and also is gonna help kind of translate into some short form content as well. But I didn't get to record that format this week, and most likely we'll end up recording it next week. But right now, I still need to try to take a photo for this week, but I really got to try to plan this out. Another thing too, I had someone reach out to me in regards to beats. I had a producer reach out to me. They want me to listen to their beats to see if I like any for a song. So I want to check those out too. I want to find time to do that. But at the same time as well too, I want to try to get something done because here we are right now. It's about 3 p.m. And don't get me wrong, I can carry some stuff over into another week, but I'm trying to be good about getting certain things done within the week because that's how I like to kind of track my goals. And so with that being said though, it's 3 right now. I want to try to plan for the photo that I want to take for this week. I want to try to listen to the music as well. I need to edit and post that photo too. And so, yeah. So another thing that we didn't do is I still haven't mixed and mastered the song that I was supposed to do for this week. So things are just not really perfect in a sense. And I think a lot of time got ate up because of this whole thing or the change that we made with the podcast. There were some things that needed to take place. And I was thinking about that, trying to make sure everything was going to go perfect, and everything didn't go perfect because sometimes things just don't go perfect. And that's just how it is. So I literally have 0 ideas when it comes to the photo that I want to take. And generally how I get ideas in order to take this photo or to plan it out is I use Pinterest a lot. And then not just Pinterest, but I also try to listen to the song that I'm going to be making the photo for. And that's an issue because I don't know which one I want to do. So I kind of got to go through my catalog and look to see which one I want to do a song to. I used Where We At last week. Millennial Love. So I've only used Millennial Love twice. I think I would use Millennial Love again. The only thing is though, I'm trying to think of one right now because I like that song. I know where they're going. They're gonna go downtown. So I'm trying to think, is there a spot downtown that I think would match for what it is that I'm wanting to do? Okay, because basically I need to work on the strobe. And let me show you what I mean. See, because my issue with this thing is sometimes like that, this thing is supposed to stop it from coming off, but somehow this thing still fully comes off, which is also another hazard, because when we were shooting with it last week, it almost fell several times and we weren't able to see it because obviously you wouldn't expect for it to fall. But something that's wild about this, I literally just cleaned my office last week and it was so nice. But now I got all these boxes in here, which they shouldn't be in here. They need to go somewhere else. However, though, this is the mount. And with this, it should work a lot better than the last one. So, and you know, here's something about this that actually pisses me off, okay? So when that umbrella that I have for this, I bought it a while back and used it for a shoot. And it came with this little head here. The problem though is I didn't know what this was for because I use a completely different setup. And so I have this around my house somewhere and I've seen it, but I don't know where it is. So I'd end up buying this again, which is so stupid, because if I knew what this was for, I would have paid more attention to it, but oh well. And it just goes through here. Perfect. And see, so much more easy. You get what I mean? Like look at this. It's so much more effective. Only problem though is if I wanted to like tilt. Oh no, even then it's straight, yo. So I basically had to end up doing an export on the video again. And the reason being is because it was a little too weird looking. It looked like there was like some type of weird filter on the video, and it's because I think I used the wrong model. In testing, I thought that was the best one, but apparently the model I used was only if you have a UHD video, and I didn't. So therefore, I'm having to re-render it again, which if you look, 2 hours. We got 2 hours to wait. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I was obviously preparing to go take this photo, but it's already 4:30. I have not eaten yet. I cannot come up with an idea for this photo. I had some ideas in mind, but I'm just not the biggest fan of them. And I don't want to produce some crap. I may come up with something between now and what I'm about to go do. And if I do, then great. And we'll go out and we'll take that photo. If I come up with any ideas, I don't know if I will. But what I'm actually going to go do right now is I think I'm going to go get Dave's Hot Chicken because I haven't had it in a while. The reason I don't like going to Dave's is because if I go, it's over an hour drive and that's round trip. So that's 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. Right now, traffic is decent, so might not be that bad, but I think that's what I'm gonna go do. It would be my luck that there just so happened to now be an accident, which is stupid. And also too, I have to download the app so I can order it because I don't like ordering it through DoorDash. And right now, I don't know why my cell service sucks ass, yo, whenever I'm at my house. And I can't use the Wi-Fi even though I'm still sitting in the garage because of the fact that the car, Apple CarPlay, and the car takes it. So that's dumb.
My niggas was right. It's that time of night. You hit in my line cause I know what you like. You try to pretend that these calls are just social, but I see exactly the shit that you go through. Like damn, just maybe I am part of the problem. I don't understand why you so beautiful, how you don't see that you can't trade it all just to be with a man. You don't see your worth, maybe I can show you real love, then you might comprehend that you deserve more than you probably planned, and why you don't travel those roads with dead ends. But damn, speaking as friends, this might be a lot for us both to take in, but I had a lot on my chest, don't wanna regret not letting you know where I stand. I cannot pretend it's untrue.
That crap was absolutely crazy. The way that she was moving in there, it's just like she didn't want to be there. And I feel like I understand it because these places don't pay these people enough. They don't pay these people enough. So the hot sign is on at Krispy Kreme. And everybody and their mom is here, bro. God dang, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane, dude.
More than any friend would mind you. You may think I'm talking crazy, but I know I can love you. I just know that I can't, in good conscience. proceed with this without caution. I know that we could be fire, though there's
Appreciate
a
it, man,
chance
you too.
this may not be viable. The desire so hard to resist. Yeah, I can see all of the things that we risk, like how you start out as just friends and turn to romance. Damn, have you heard shit like this? I know that you thinking I'm crazy, and baby, I may be. So what if it's hard, we don't quit? You've been through a lot that I'll never forget, but I think that we could be better than this. Yeah, I can see us as we both reminisce on back in the day when we started.
So this week was a bust. And it's my fault because I think whenever you hit snags, you have to be willing to just kind of push forward. You can't allow them to impact you. And this week started weird because of the fact that we were doing something different with the podcast and had to run some tests and that sort of thing on it. And I feel that I was overthinking some things when it came to it. Not to mention, I did have some pressure from work, but I'm not factoring that into the reason why I didn't get the things done that I wanted to get done. What I think needs to happen, though, because when I noticed that the podcast had a few things that needed to be adjusted, I took it hard, and I'm actively still taking it hard right now. I'm still upset at how it went about because it was just a simple thing. It's just checking the focus. Just checking the focus. It should not have been that hard, but stuff happens. We were able to salvage it in the best way possible. The audio was fine. That took a lot of work, but it's fine. It was just the video. And that is the part that's annoying to me because as a photographer and a videographer, you shouldn't have crappy video. But again, things do happen. And you kind of have to just kind of roll with them and keep going. And that's one of the things that I've been working on with myself is because I'm noticing that I'm having this issue where I tend to fixate on what the problem is versus the solution. Like we came up with a solution, but even though I have the solution, which is pretty much the only solution, I still am upset about what actually happened. And that's something I have to be willing to move forward from. And so I think what I've kind of learned from this week is just I need to put more focus into presence. I need to put more focus into being present and just going with things and working on things as I go and not trying to worry about the things that I cannot go back and fix. Because again, the only thing that exists is the current moment. The past and the future don't really exist as far as time goes. And so that's my takeaway and what I've learned for this particular week. As far as the things that I got done with music, literally nothing. And that's something that cannot go on because obviously when you're starting a business, you have moments where you're going to take vacations, that sort of thing. But at this stage in it, we don't have time for that. I think the music continued to still do well. We still are averaging really good streaming numbers for the two songs. The one from July is still punching hard. Well, no, the one from June is punching hard, and the one from July is. The one for August is coming out next week. With it coming out next week, that means there's a string of things that have to get done next week. So next week is going to be very, very tricky because not only are we behind with trying to finish September's release, we also need to go in and do some shorts. We need to prepare for August's release. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a lot involved, but I know that I can get it done and I'm going to be happy when I get it done. And next week, my goal is to run the play that I've always ran, which is try to get everything done up front and then chill on the back end. So I'm going to do what I normally do on days like today. I'm going to write out the list of things that I know I need to get done for next week. And we're going to organize them throughout the whole week. And the upcoming week is going to be great because it has no choice but to be great. And so that's kind of where we are. I appreciate those watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.